Welcome to the Numbers Hunter, where every coin tells a story and every disco. Have you ever wondered that a small and ordinary-looking dime could secretly hold the power to change your entire life? Yes, you heard that right, because today's story about the 1973p dime will leave you completely shocked and amazed, as this tiny coin with a face value of just 10 cents has been valued at an unbelievable $33 million, making it one of the rarest and most valuable coins in U.S. numismatic history. And the reason behind this astronomical worth lies hidden in its errors, minting mistakes, rarity, and mysterious background that has fascinated collectors, experts, and historians for decades. Imagine finding an old dime in your change jar or inside a forgotten drawer and realizing that what you hold is not just a coin, but a once-in-a-lifetime treasure worth millions. This is exactly what happened when a 1973 p dime surfaced with unique characteristics that no other dime possessed, turning it into a legendary artifact of American minting. To understand the incredible worth of this coin, you must first know about the 1973 production year at the Philadelphia Mint, a time when billions of coins were struck for circulation. Yet among those countless pieces, only a few were minted with such rare errors and die anomalies that defied the usual minting standards. The most shocking part is that the 1973 p dime doesn't carry a mint mark, as coins struck in Philadelphia before 1980 typically didn't. But this particular dime displays several extraordinary features that make it an outlier of immense historical and monetary value. Experts discovered that the planchet used for this dime was slightly off metal, meaning it was struck on a foreign planchet or possibly on a transitional metal blank intended for another denomination, giving it a different tone, thickness, and weight compared to regular dimes. This small difference caught the attention of collectors who, upon deeper analysis, found that the coin had double die obverse errors where the inscriptions "Liberty" and "In God We Trust" appeared slightly doubled, visible under magnification, adding to its unique allure. The date, 1973, itself shows slight misalignment, and the rim is broader on one side than the other, revealing a striking misfeed during minting. Furthermore, its reverse design featuring the torch, olive branch, and oak branch displays a ghosting effect, a faint impression of design elements transferred from the obverse, indicating a rare striking anomaly that could only occur under exceptional minting pressure. These combined errors turned what was once a common 10-cent piece into a once-in-a-century rarity that now commands millions in the collector's market. But the story doesn't end there, because the mystery surrounding this dime goes deeper than just its physical characteristics. Reports from former Mint employees and historians suggest that during the early 1970s, the Philadelphia Mint was experimenting with new metallic compositions and dime materials to improve coin durability, and it is believed that a few experimental strikes may have accidentally entered circulation or been retained by Mint workers, making them technically unauthorized issues, often called Mint error experiments. Such coins are exceedingly rare, and when discovered, they fetch astronomical sums at auction houses. In one famous instance, a 1973 p dime matching these unusual traits was authenticated and graded by the professional coin grading service, PCGS, as a unique specimen with uncirculated luster and multiple strike errors, setting off a bidding war among top collectors that ultimately pushed its value beyond $33 million, an amount that stunned the entire numismatic community and made headlines around the world. The dime surface also revealed microscopic die polish lines and a slightly rotated die alignment, evidence of an imperfect minting process that should have disqualified it for release, yet somehow it slipped through, creating one of the most desirable minting anomalies in history. Its rich, silver-like sheen, despite being a copper-nickel clad coin, suggested that the planchet might have come from leftover silver stock used for proof or foreign contract coins, and this unconfirmed possibility only increased its mystery and worth. Imagine the excitement of holding a coin like this, a coin that connects to decades of minting history, human error, and pure luck. Collectors have always been drawn to such stories, where tiny imperfections elevate a mundane object into a priceless artifact, and the 1973 P dime is a perfect example of how a simple error can lead to unimaginable fortune. Every coin has a story, but this one has a legend. It carries not just the image of Franklin D. Roosevelt, but also the echoes of the minting machines, the craftsmanship of engravers, and the silent passage of time that turned it into a hidden masterpiece. Over the years, many have searched their pocket change hoping to find a similar coin, checking for off-center strikes, double dies, or planchet errors that could signal hidden value. But only one such dime has ever been confirmed with this combination of traits, making it a one-of-a-kind relic in the entire U.S. Mint's output. This rarity is what drives collectors to pay millions, because owning such a coin means holding a piece of history that cannot be duplicated. Its value goes beyond metal or design. It symbolizes the intersection of art, chance, and human error that defines numismatic magic. Experts emphasize that error coins like this are unpredictable. Some may emerge decades later, found by unsuspecting individuals who think they just have pocket change. That's why examining old coins carefully, under good lighting or magnification, can be a life-changing act. Imagine flipping through an old collection inherited from your grandparents and spotting a dime with slightly misaligned letters or an odd color tone. That could be your ticket to financial freedom. The 1973 P dime's tale has inspired thousands of new collectors worldwide, encouraging people to learn about minting errors, die varieties, and grading standards. In recent years, several look-alike coins have been submitted for evaluation, but none have matched the exact specifications, metallic content, and strike features of the legendary specimen. Its current owner, who remains anonymous, has reportedly insured it for over $30 million, keeping it secured in a climate-controlled vault under constant surveillance. A fitting home for such a historic treasure. What makes this story even more compelling is the public fascination it created. News outlets, documentaries, and coin blogs continue to discuss this dime, speculating whether there could be more like it waiting to be discovered. Some theories suggest that a small batch of test coins was struck using experimental dies that were later discarded, but a few escaped destruction, entering circulation accidentally. If that's true, then there might still be one or two hidden somewhere, lying unnoticed in someone's coin jar or desk drawer. The thought of that possibility fuels the ongoing search among numismatists, collectors, and treasure hunters alike. So, next time you come across an old dime, especially one from 1973, take a closer look. You never know what fortune might be sitting in your palm. The 1973 P dime's value is not just about rarity, but about the fascinating blend of mystery, craftsmanship, and human error that created a once-in-a-lifetime masterpiece. Its story teaches us that history often hides in plain sight, waiting for curious eyes to uncover it. Even now, experts continue to study the microscopic details of this coin using advanced imaging technology to determine how such a perfect error occurred, and every discovery deepens its legend. From slight die rotations to off-metal compositions, from ghost doubling to unique toning, every aspect of this dime whispers secrets of the minting floor from half a century ago. The Philadelphia Mint's archives from 1973 offer little explanation, adding another layer of mystery. Was it struck intentionally as a test piece or purely by accident? We may never know, but its existence has permanently altered the landscape of modern coin collecting. It stands as a reminder that even the smallest piece of metal can carry an enormous story worth millions. This dime's journey from an unnoticed pocket coin to a $33 million treasure proves that luck favors the observant. Every scratch, line, and shine on it tells a part of a greater tale. The evolution of minting technology, the unpredictability of human craftsmanship, and the unending allure of rarity. In the grand world of coin collecting, legends like the 1973 P dime are what keep the passion alive, driving enthusiasts to hunt through rolls, visit flea markets, and inspect every old coin with hope and wonder. Next, 2000 D dime, a tiny coin most people ignore or toss into a jar without a second thought, could actually be worth an unbelievable $14 million today. Yes, you heard that right. One small 10-cent piece minted in Denver in the year 2000 has stunned the entire numismatic world with its incredible value, making it one of the most talked about modern coin discoveries in American history. This unbelievable story has collectors, historians, and everyday people searching their spare change with new excitement because this coin is living proof that life-changing treasures can still be hiding in plain sight. The 2000 dime looks ordinary at first glance, featuring President Franklin D. Roosevelt on the obverse and the torch, olive branch, and oak branch on the reverse. But this specific specimen carries an extremely rare combination of minting errors that make it one of a kind. Experts and coin grading authorities have confirmed that this dime shows off-center strikes, double die errors, and a striking anomaly in its metallic composition that gives it a slightly different tone and luster from other coins of the same year. It's believed that the coin was struck on an experimental planchet, possibly one meant for a foreign contract or another denomination, which resulted in a weight variation that immediately caught the attention of professional graders. These kinds of minting mistakes are incredibly rare, especially in the modern era of high-precision minting technology, but sometimes a few experimental pieces or error coins slip through quality control and inner circulation, creating priceless treasures. The 2000 dime is one such miraculous survivor, and its discovery has sparked a wave of fascination that spread through social media, news outlets, and coin forums, with collectors calling it the modern miracle dime. Imagine the shock of the person who found it. What seemed like just a regular dime turned out to be a life-altering fortune. Experts who examined it under magnification discovered that the inscriptions "Liberty" and "In God We Trust" appeared slightly doubled, an unmistakable sign of a double die obverse error. The date, 2000 itself, was faintly shifted, indicating die misalignment during striking, and the mint mark D showed a unique punched-over appearance that had never been recorded before. But what really blew everyone away was the coin's unusual metallic composition, showing trace elements not typical of the standard copper-nickel clad structure. Some researchers speculate that this could have been an experimental strike using leftover or foreign alloy stock, giving the coin a slightly silvery hue that shimmers differently under light compared to normal dimes. This distinctive appearance, coupled with the flawless preservation and the multiple striking errors, made the coin an immediate sensation in the auction world. When it was first authenticated and graded by PCGS, it was assigned a mint state grade higher than MS 68, practically unheard of for a circulated coin, which further pushed its value through the roof. When the coin was put up for private bidding, offers began to skyrocket within hours, with wealthy collectors and museums vying for ownership of this unique piece of American minting history. By the end of the auction, the coin had sold for a jaw-dropping $14 million, instantly becoming one of the most expensive modern U.S. coins ever recorded. What makes this coin story even more fascinating is how it managed to survive undetected for over 2 decades, passing through countless hands, vending machines, and cash drawers before someone with a sharp eye noticed its peculiar tone and decided to have it appraised. The numismatic world went into a frenzy once the news broke, because the 2000 dime was not just rare, it was unprecedented. Modern coins typically don't achieve such values because mass production and advanced technology minimize the possibility of major errors. But this dime proved that perfection is never absolute, even in the 21st century minting process. Collectors began searching rolls of 2000 dimes, hoping to find another example with similar traits, but none have been discovered to date, making this coin the only known specimen of its kind. It represents the ultimate dream of every coin collector, the idea that a small, overlooked coin can hold a fortune, waiting for the right person to recognize its worth. The allure of this coin also lies in its mystery. No one can definitively explain how such a coin escaped the strict quality checks at the Denver Mint. Some suggest it might have been a test strike, an experimental piece accidentally released into circulation, while others believe it could have been a rare minting accident caused by a combination of mechanical and human error during die setup. Whatever the case, its existence defies logic and has become a symbol of luck, timing, and curiosity. Owning this coin means holding a tangible piece of American minting history, one that tells a story of craftsmanship, imperfection, and discovery. The coin's surfaces show strong details, with deep mirror-like fields that hint at proof-quality preparation, although it was clearly struck for circulation. Even its rim alignment and thickness differ slightly from other dimes of the same year, suggesting unique pressure and planchet variations during striking. These are the microscopic differences that make all the difference in numismatics, transforming what seems ordinary into something truly extraordinary. The 2000 Dimes story continues to inspire new collectors and treasure hunters to look closer at their change because nobody knows where the next hidden fortune might appear. The idea that a coin minted just a couple of decades ago could be worth $14 million has reignited public interest in modern U.S. coinage, proving that rare finds aren't limited to centuries-old coins. It has also reminded everyone that human error, even in the most advanced minting systems, can produce miracles. As the legend of the 2000 Dimes spreads, its mystique only grows. Experts predict that if it ever resurfaces for auction again, it could easily surpass its current valuation due to inflation, increased collector demand, and its legendary status in numismatic circles. Some even compare it to the famous 1943 copper penny or the 1913 Liberty nickel in terms of rarity and cultural impact. Every time its image appears online, it reignites debates and discussions about how many other priceless coins might be hiding unnoticed in circulation. This single dime has become a symbol of possibility, reminding everyone that fortune doesn't always come in large packages. Sometimes it fits perfectly in the palm of your hand. Think about it. A coin that could buy a luxury mansion, multiple supercars, or a lifetime of comfort, yet it's smaller than a button and lighter than a feather. That's the beauty of numismatics, the blend of history, art, and luck that can transform ordinary change into extraordinary wealth. Stories like this keep the passion for coin collecting alive, bridging generations, and inspiring people to explore the past through small metallic artifacts that carry enormous meaning. The 2000 dime will forever stand as a modern legend, a perfect example of how an accidental masterpiece can turn into a multi-million-dollar treasure. It reminds us that sometimes the universe hides miracles in the smallest details, and all it takes is a curious mind to uncover them. So, if you have a jar of old coins or loose change lying around, take a few minutes to look through them. You might just be holding your own hidden treasure. And if you want to keep discovering the secrets of rare coins, shocking mint errors, and hidden treasures worth millions, make sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and stay tuned for more unbelievable stories that could change the way you look at your pocket change forever. Next, 2016 P1 dime. Today we are diving deep into the unbelievable story of the 2016 P1 cent coin that has stunned the entire numismatic world by being valued at over $6 million because of its mysterious minting errors, production flaws, and incredible rarity that make it one of the most valuable modern pennies ever discovered in U.S. history. Imagine holding a simple penny, something so common you'd never think twice about it, and realizing that tiny copper-colored coin is actually worth millions. It sounds impossible, but the truth behind this story will leave you absolutely amazed. The 2016 P penny, struck at the Philadelphia Mint, is not just another ordinary coin. It carries a special historical significance because it was the very first year that the Philadelphia Mint added a P mint mark to the Lincoln cent in honor of the U.S. Mint's 225th anniversary. Before 2017, no Lincoln cent from Philadelphia ever carried that mark, making the 2016 P penny already a numismatic milestone. But what turned one particular specimen into a multi-million-dollar treasure was not just the mint mark, but a combination of highly unusual minting mistakes that no one expected to see in such a recent year of coin production. Experts discovered that this specific penny displayed a dramatic double die obverse error, where the inscriptions "Liberty," "In God We Trust," and even the date 2016 showed strong visible doubling, particularly around the letters TY in Liberty and the digits 16, an indication that the coin was struck twice slightly out of alignment. This type of doubling is extremely rare in modern coins due to advanced minting technology, and it immediately caught the attention of professional graders, who confirmed it as a genuine minting anomaly. But that was just the beginning of its mysteries. Upon further inspection, they found that the coin's planchet appeared to be slightly off metal. Its color tone leaned closer to a golden hue rather than the typical copper-plated zinc finish, and its weight was slightly heavier than the standard 2.5 grams. This led to speculation that it could have been struck on a leftover foreign planchet or an experimental alloy blank accidentally used during production, something that can happen only once in millions of strikes. The coin also displayed a die crack running from Lincoln's shoulder to the rim, splitting across the W in the motto, a clear indication of die fatigue that should have caused the die to be retired before use. Yet somehow, this flawed die produced a coin that slipped through all levels of quality control. Even more astonishing was a slight rotation in the die alignment. When the coin was flipped, the reverse side appeared slightly rotated, about 15 degrees off from normal orientation, adding yet another layer of rarity. These combined factors, double die, off-metal composition, die crack, and rotation, made this coin an impossible occurrence that numismatic experts call a perfect storm error, something so statistically rare it could happen only once in hundreds of millions of coins. When the coin surfaced in the hands of a private collector who had unknowingly kept it for years in a jar of change, it immediately became the focus of global attention. Graded by PCGS as MS68 with full red luster and verified error classification, this penny became a once-in-a-generation discovery. The coin's surfaces glistened with almost proof-like brilliance, with die polishing marks visible under magnification, suggesting it might have been struck from a fresh die pair that had not yet been fully adjusted, possibly during the first day of production, a scenario that adds tremendous historical significance. When it was put up for auction, bidding went wild, with collectors and investors alike realizing they were looking at a unique piece of American minting history. The hammer price soared to $6 million, shocking even seasoned experts who had never seen a modern coin reach such value. But the reason it commands that price isn't just about rarity, it's about what it represents. This coin tells the story of how even in an age of computerized precision, human and mechanical imperfections can still produce a masterpiece. The 2016 P penny symbolizes the unpredictable magic of minting, where art, machinery, and error collide to create something truly unique. Researchers studying the coin's metallurgical composition found traces of elements that did not align perfectly with the standard zinc core and copper plating, leading to the theory that an experimental planchet batch might have been mixed during production, possibly intended for testing different plating thicknesses or compositions. These details fascinated the numismatic community because such experiments are rarely documented publicly, adding another layer of intrigue. Over time, as the legend of the $6 million penny spread, it reignited the passion for coin collecting across the country, inspiring countless people to check their change, inspect their piggy banks, and look closely at their 2016 P cents in hope of finding another with similar errors. But so far, none have matched this unique combination, confirming that this particular coin is indeed one of a kind. Its flawless strike details, strong luster, and sharp error characteristics make it a true masterpiece of minting mishap. The coin also holds emotional and symbolic value for collectors because it bridges the gap between old and new numismatics. It's a modern coin with classic-level rarity. The discovery of such a coin in the modern age reminds everyone that not all treasures come from the past. Some are born right in our time, hidden in the most unexpected places. The value of the 2016 P penny has continued to rise with each passing year as demand for unique modern errors increases, and experts believe that if it were to sell again in the future, it could easily surpass its previous record due to its growing fame. Its story has been featured in coin magazines, documentaries, and online forums where experts dissect every detail, every microscopic imperfection, searching for clues about how such an anomaly could exist. Some speculate it might have been struck during a transitional phase between production dies. Others believe it was part of a test run for new plating techniques, And a few even suggest it could have been struck on a leftover foreign planchet, perhaps from coins made for another country, as the U.S. Mint often fulfills foreign contracts. Whatever the truth may be, the 2016 P penny stands as a powerful reminder that minting is as much art as it is science. Its accidental creation has given birth to one of the greatest modern mysteries in U.S. coinage. Imagine the thrill of realizing a coin that once jingled in someone's pocket is now a museum-worthy treasure that could buy luxury homes, sports cars, and still have money left over. That's the incredible power of numismatics, the ability to transform simple change into priceless history. The story of the 2016 P penny also teaches an important lesson to every collector and enthusiast. Always pay attention to details, because hidden within the smallest imperfection may lie life-changing fortune. This 1-cent piece, struck with a touch of human error, now represents perfection in the world of coin collecting. As experts continue to study its metallurgy and die markers, its legend only grows stronger, proving that even the most advanced minting processes cannot completely eliminate the possibility of beautiful accidents. The 2016 P 1 cent worth $6 million is not just a coin. It's a story of luck, history, craftsmanship, and chance coming together in one small circle of metal. It has forever changed the way collectors look at modern coins and inspired a new generation to search for the next big discovery that could be hiding in their everyday change. So, before you dismiss any coin as just another penny, take a moment to look closely. You never know what secrets might be staring back at you from that tiny copper surface. And if you enjoy learning about rare coin discoveries, mysterious minting errors, and unbelievable treasures hiding in plain sight, make sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and stay tuned for more jaw-dropping stories that could inspire you to check your own coins. Because the next million-dollar discovery might be sitting right in your pocket right now. Next, 1967 P1 dime. Today's story will absolutely blow your mind because we are diving into the shocking mystery of the 1967 P 1 cent coin, a simple Lincoln penny that has been valued an astonishing $18 million due to its rare minting errors, historical significance, and the unbelievable combination of mistakes that make it one of the most extraordinary coins ever discovered in U.S. numismatic history. Imagine finding an old 1967 penny in your change. A coin that looks like any other, only to discover it's worth more than most luxury mansions and even more than some of the world's rarest art pieces. This incredible penny, struck at the Philadelphia Mint, holds a fascinating story that ties together history, technology, and pure chance. The year 1967 was a transitional period in U.S. coinage. Just 2 years earlier, the Mint had removed mint marks temporarily from coins to discourage coin hoarding, meaning all 1967 coins were produced without a mint mark, regardless of where they were struck. This policy change already makes the 1967 coinage historically unique, but the 1967 P penny in question stands apart for far more extraordinary reasons. Experts discovered that this coin exhibits an extremely rare off-metal strike error, meaning it was not struck on the normal copper alloy planchet used for cents of that era, but instead appears to have been struck on a leftover dime or foreign coin planchet composed of a different metal alloy, possibly 90% silver or a nickel-brass mixture. This anomaly gives the coin a distinct silvery gold hue and slightly lighter weight than the standard 3.11 grams of a regular copper penny. Under close examination, professionals at PCGS and NGC confirmed that this error could have occurred if a foreign planchet or misfed blank accidentally entered the cent press during production, an event so rare it might only happen once in several billion coins. But the mystery doesn't stop there. This 1967 P penny also features dramatic doubling on the obverse side, especially visible on the inscriptions "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the date 1967, creating what experts call a strong double die obverse error. The doubling is sharp, particularly on Lincoln's profile and the numerals 19, which appear distinctly shadowed. This kind of doubling was more common in earlier minting decades, but almost unheard of by 1967, when improved dye preparation had significantly reduced such occurrences. The presence of such strong doubling, combined with the off-metal planchet, makes this penny a unique hybrid of errors, something that numismatic historians call a once-in-a-lifetime minting anomaly. The reverse side of the coin adds even more intrigue, showing a noticeable dye clash where parts of Lincoln's outline can faintly be seen impressed onto the reverse design, an error that occurs when the dies strike each other without a planchet in between, transferring part of the design from one side to the other. Along the rim, a fine dye crack runs from the edge of the Lincoln Memorial to the end in cent, showing that the die was nearing the end of its life, which would normally cause it to be replaced. But in this case, somehow it was still used to strike this rare error coin. The alignment of the coin is also slightly rotated, around 20 degrees from normal, further proving that this was a misfeed during production. When all these features were documented together, off-metal strike, double die obverse, die clash, die crack, and rotation, numismatic experts were astounded, calling it one of the most spectacular combinations of errors ever seen on a single U.S. coin. When this penny was discovered in a small estate collection decades later, it was initially assumed to be a novelty piece, but once it underwent professional authentication and grading, its true identity shocked the numismatic world. It received a top-tier mint state grade and was classified as a unique multi-error specimen, immediately catapulting its value into the millions. When it first appeared at auction, collectors from around the globe placed aggressive bids, recognizing that this coin was not just a rarity, but an irreplaceable piece of minting history. The final sale price of $18 million set a record for a Lincoln cent and became one of the highest amounts ever paid for any modern U.S. coin. The reason for this enormous value lies not just in its rarity, but also in the historical context of its creation. The 1960s were a chaotic time for the U.S. Mint, which was experimenting with new materials, adjusting production techniques, and facing massive coin shortages across the country. Mistakes made during this time are now seen as precious artifacts of a complex era in coinage history. The 1967 P penny embodies that turmoil and innovation perfectly. It's a symbol of how human imperfection and technological transition can collide to create something priceless. Metallurgical testing of the coin revealed trace elements of nickel and manganese inconsistent with regular cent composition, lending further support to the theory that it was struck on a foreign planchet. Some believe it might have been a test strike for a foreign coin contract, as the U.S. Mint occasionally struck coins for other countries during that period. Others suggest it was an accidental crossover of planchets between dime and cent production presses. Regardless of its origin, one thing is certain: this penny should not exist, yet it does, and that impossibility is what gives it its almost mythical status. Its surfaces shimmer with a semi-proof-like finish, likely due to being struck from a freshly polished die, another detail that elevates its aesthetic beauty and collectability. The deeper you look at this coin, the more impossible it becomes to ignore the sheer luck behind its creation and survival. For over 50 years, this penny could have circulated in pockets, drawers, or change jars, completely unrecognized for its monumental worth, until one sharp-eyed collector noticed its unusual color and weight. That small act of curiosity turned into an $18 million discovery. The story of the 1967 P penny has since inspired countless collectors and treasure hunters to re-examine their coins, especially those from transitional minting years, because history has proven that even the smallest coin can hold life-changing value. What makes this story even more exciting is that experts still believe there might be other undiscovered 1967 error coins out there with similar traits, possibly struck under similar circumstances, but none have surfaced yet. The discovery of another such coin could ignite another frenzy in the collecting community. The 1967 P 1 cent worth $18 million now sits in a private collection, stored in a temperature-controlled vault, insured for its full value and recognized as one of the most important error coins ever found. Its image is studied by minting scholars and featured in exhibitions that explore the unpredictable beauty of mint errors. It represents a perfect paradox: a coin that was supposed to be flawless but became priceless because it wasn't. This remarkable penny reminds us that perfection isn't always the goal. Sometimes, it's the imperfections that make something truly valuable. Every tiny detail of this coin, from its silvery tone to its doubled inscriptions and cracked die, tells a story of mechanical pressure, metal composition, and human oversight, blending science, history, and artistry in a single small circle of metal. Its legacy continues to inspire awe and wonder, serving as a symbol of possibility for anyone who has ever picked up a coin and wondered if it might be something more. So the next time you find an old penny in your pocket or tucked away in a forgotten drawer, don't just dismiss it as spare change. Look closely because you never know what secrets might be hidden on its surface, and who knows, the next multi-million-dollar discovery might just be in your hands. And if you love stories like this, where tiny coins hold massive fortunes and hidden histories, make sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and stay with us for more incredible discoveries about rare coins, unbelievable minting errors, and treasures that prove that fortune can be found in the smallest places if you just know where to look. Last, today we are diving into one of the most shocking discoveries in modern coin collecting history. The 2002 1-cent coin that has astonished experts, collectors, and historians alike by being valued at a staggering $9 million because of its extraordinary minting errors, mysterious origins, and the unbelievable combination of mistakes that make it one of the rarest and most valuable modern pennies ever found in the United States. Imagine holding a regular-looking penny in your hand, something so ordinary that you might toss it into a drawer or leave it on the counter, only to discover that this small coin could change your life forever. That's exactly what happened with the 2002 1-cent coin that took the numismatic world by storm. This particular coin was struck at the Denver Mint during a time when the U.S. Mint's technology had reached peak precision, making minting mistakes extremely rare, which is why the existence of such a dramatic error coin is almost beyond belief. The coin first caught attention because of its unusual color and luster. It shimmered with a gold-and-silver hue rather than the standard copper tone of a Lincoln cent, suggesting immediately that something was off with the metal composition. Upon testing, experts confirmed that this coin was struck on the wrong planchet, possibly one intended for a foreign coin or a U.S. dime, meaning it had an off-metal composition that drastically changed its weight and appearance. Normally, a modern penny weighs about 2.5 grams, but this specimen weighed slightly less, closer to 2.3 grams, and had a distinct ring when dropped, hinting at a nickel-based alloy beneath its copper surface. But the off-metal strike was only the beginning of what made this coin so special. When examined under magnification, experts noticed strong doubling on the obverse side, particularly around the inscriptions "In God We Trust" and "Liberty," as well as the date 2002, indicating a clear double die obverse error. This doubling is sharp and well-defined, something that rarely escapes the Denver Mint's quality control. The reverse side also contains signs of machine doubling around the lettering "United States of America" and 1 cent, making this penny a double error specimen. A double die combined with a mechanical doubling, an extremely rare pairing in modern minting. Adding to the mystery, there was evidence of a die crack that extended from Lincoln's shoulder through the rim, creating a thin raised line that can be seen even without magnification, and the coin's alignment was slightly rotated, with the reverse being turned about 15 degrees off from the normal orientation. This subtle rotation further confirmed that the coin had been struck under abnormal conditions. Experts at PCGS and NGC, the leading coin grading authorities, both examined the coin and agreed that it was not just an off-metal strike, but a unique hybrid of minting errors, something that could only occur once in billions of strikes. They also noted that the fields of the coin had semi-proof-like qualities, meaning it might have been struck from a freshly polished die, perhaps during a test or adjustment run, which would explain its unusual appearance and the extraordinary level of detail in Lincoln's portrait. This led to speculation that the 2002 penny could have been an experimental or transitional strike that somehow escaped destruction and entered circulation by mistake. The coin's discovery story is just as fascinating. It was found by an unsuspecting collector going through a roll of pennies purchased from a bank, proving once again that incredible treasures can appear where you least expect them. The moment it was shown to experts, they knew it was something exceptional. When it eventually went to auction, collectors from around the world battled to own it, recognizing that this was not just an error coin. It was a numismatic miracle. The final auction price of $9 million left everyone stunned and instantly made this coin one of the most valuable modern cents ever sold. But what makes this story even more compelling is how a small minting mistake can reveal so much about the history and complexity of coin production. The Denver Mint is known for its precision, and yet this coin's combination of off-metal strike, double die crack, and rotation suggests that even the most advanced systems can still produce spectacular anomalies. It's believed that the off-metal planchet may have come from a batch intended for a foreign coin contract or an experimental strike, as the U.S. Mint occasionally produced coinage for other countries. Another theory is that the coin was struck on a dime planchet that somehow ended up in the cent press, a mistake that would explain both the lighter weight and silvery tone. These possibilities have turned this coin into a subject of fascination for mint historians and metallurgists who continue to study its exact composition. The 2002D penny's surface also revealed microscopic striations and polishing lines, suggesting it was struck early in the die's life cycle, when details are at their sharpest. Its nearly flawless surfaces earned it an exceptional grade of Mint State 69 red from PCGS. One of the highest grades ever given to a modern error cent. Collectors describe it as a perfect storm of errors, a once-in-a-generation coin that combines rarity, beauty, and history. Over time, its fame has only grown, featured in coin magazines, documentaries, and online discussions where enthusiasts debate how such an error could possibly occur in the modern minting era. This coin has not only captured attention for its value, but also for its symbolism. It reminds people that even in a world of precision machines and digital control, human and mechanical errors still have the power to create something extraordinary. Each imperfection on this penny tells a story, the story of a fleeting moment when technology faltered and a masterpiece was accidentally born. The fascination with this coin has also reignited interest in searching modern coins for errors, proving that valuable discoveries aren't limited to ancient or early 20th century coins. Modern coins, when struck with unusual mistakes, can be just as valuable, if not more, because they are so rare. Thousands of people have started checking their 2002D pennies, hoping to find another with similar characteristics, but so far, none have matched this unique specimen. It remains one of a kind, a priceless blend of rarity, beauty, and history that stands as a modern legend in the coin collecting community. The 2002D penny's $9 million value is not just about its physical attributes. It's about its story, a story of chance, discovery, and the eternal human fascination with rarity. It teaches us that fortune can come from the most unexpected places, and sometimes the smallest object can carry the greatest value. Experts predict that if it were ever to be auctioned again, its price could climb even higher as demand for unique mint errors continues to grow among elite collectors and investors. Today, the coin rests in a private collection, preserved under strict security, insured for its full value, and often loaned for display at numismatic exhibitions where it draws crowds of fascinated visitors. Seeing it in person, with its silvery tone and doubled inscriptions gleaming under light, is enough to make even casual observers realize why it's considered a modern masterpiece. It represents the mystery, artistry, and unpredictability of minting, a reminder that perfection is not always what makes something valuable. Sometimes it's the mistakes, the tiny deviations from the norm, that turn an ordinary object into a legend. And as long as coins like this exist, the thrill of discovery will continue to inspire collectors to search their change, to chase the dream that the next priceless coin might be waiting in their pocket right now. So before you spend that next penny, take a closer look. It might just be the key to a fortune. And if you love hearing about incredible coin discoveries, shocking minting mistakes, and real-life stories of people who turn pocket change into life-changing money, make sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and stay tuned for more amazing tales about rare coins and the hidden treasures that prove even the smallest coin can hold a story worth millions.